there's a lot to him. He is a very durable horse, and I think the best is yet to come from him.
And you talked before about you really like the spacing of the races at the fairgrounds and the distances, but then you had to kind of call an audible with him to get him into the Kentucky Derby.
Absolutely. He's a horse we missed a little time with unscheduled over the winter in New Orleans, and we're behind. His one opportunity in a points race was the Louisiana Derby, and he ran solid, but needed more points to get in it, and he's a horse we definitely didn't want to miss this opportunity with.
So what were you looking for in the work today?
A little sense of direction. I think that he's not giving us everything to this point, and think that there's more in the tank, and just like how he accelerated to the wire and went over the racetrack really nicely.
He looked like he could have given a bit more today as well, Steve.
There's a lot there. There is, and talk about the spacing of the races at the series at the fairgrounds. I mean, we were talking about Epicenter last year and how his numbers progressed. We're obviously in a very different situation with Disarm this year, and hopefully he's getting to his best level at exactly the right time.
You've got the gun runner jacket on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Does Disarm remind you?
Tremendously. He looks like him so much. Several of the pictures when he broke his maiden at Saratoga last summer, just his head markings and his head and stuff. But he's actually probably a bigger physical than Gunrunner was as a 3-year-old, but they are lookalikes.
Chip off the old block.
I hope so.
His the second in the Louisiana Derby was a very paceless Derby. Were you at all pleased yesterday to see Jace's Road draw into the race and perhaps inject a little bit of speed that has up until this point been lacking from the race?
I think that it's quite obvious that the major players do lack pace in this year's Derby. We're very different from years past, but it'll be 20 across the quarter pole will be a lot of jockeying in the first eighth of a mile. Be very curious this year.
With you needing that race last week to get in, how much confidence does it give you that he was able to perform in a big spot when you needed him?
Well, I was extremely concerned going from a mile and 3/16 back to a mile and a 16th, and another race that didn't have the pace that you would have liked to be ideal for results, but I think it was just enough to get in, and the way he came out of it and worked back this morning, it might end up being a blessing in disguise.
Well, another day, another record for you. On Saturday at Oaklawn, you became the all-time winningest trainer there, and you did so with another Winchell horse.
Yeah,
Route 1,
right.
Who now has a free spot in the Preakness, if you would.
Yeah, well, he just got up. 2 weeks in a row at Oaklawn we had with Clariere just getting up in the Apple Blossom, and Red Route. The last couple jumps have been very fortuitous to us the last couple of weeks there. But Red Route 1 earning a berth in the Preakness, but with him, Winchell thoroughbreds and same how Disarm runs will have everything to do with where Red Route 1 goes next.
You hope he's not running in the Preakness.
That's kind of ironically, ironically, I hope Red Route 1 doesn't run in the Preakness, because that means that Disarm's the better choice for us there. We have a lot to do between now and that decision, though.
With the way last year's Derby ended, how excited or anxious are you to get back into this year's race?
It's kind of funny, I loved how Disarm worked today and went over the racetrack, and I was kind of laughing at myself at the optimism that a trainer has. How many times you can get hit over the head before you ever. But love our chances, love the opportunity, and we're just extremely fortunate to be here again.
And are you thinking where was the lack of pace? We could have used it last year. This year we could use the pace. From,
That
or
is
you
kind
go
of
crazy if you.
right. Those things are. It just been fortunate to be in the Derby, but I haven't been fortunate enough to win it. So, but we're not about to give up, so we'll be okay.
Would you say you immediately got over it last year, or are you still not over it?
I never get over anything. You know, you don't. You know, no matter where you end up, should have been a couple more in there somewhere, right?
Just a question about being the all-time winningest trainer at Oaklawn, as you are at other tracks, including Churchill Downs and Lone Star and probably Remington. And
I think it means I'm getting old, right? I mean, I've been unbelievably fortunate. The support we get, the team we have, has made everything possible, and I feel like we're in the middle of it. You know, it's not the end, and we got a lot left to do, including the Derby.